I'm lost in darkness, searching for light. Every step forward feels like a fight. Shadows of doubt creep in my mind, but I refuse to surrender. I must find a way to rise above the pain, to overcome, to break the chains. My existence is a test of will. I won't be broken, I'll stand still. The weight of the world crushes me down. Fear and uncertainty all around. But I deep find inner strength and face the trials length by length. A way to rise above the pain, to overcome, to break the chains. My existence is a test of will. I won't be broken, I'll stand still. Through every storm, I'll find my way. Through every night, a brighter day. I'll rise from ashes like a phoenix born. My spirit unbroken, my heart reborn. Day to day, nothing changes. All I want is a moment to think clearly, but thoughts come unrelenting, consuming every waking moment. My mind binds me and I can't escape. I shout for help, but no one hears me. One day I feel I'll just disappear. Lost in this chaos, I'm searching for peace.
There's a little bit of a delay between the end of the video when we're watching it and the end of the video when people are watching it. So I feel like we're sometimes just staring at you like, what the fuck is going on? That's because we're still looking at the video. Thank you, everyone who's listening.
I feel like we just need to just start watching the video like in pose.
Yeah, possibly, but I don't know how to do that. This is as good as it gets, folks. If it looks nice, thank you for appreciating it. Thank you for joining us in the middle of the night.
That is the show.
And on Thanksgiving.
That is the show in effigy. Dirt Sheet Radio, as good as it gets.
This is what you get.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!
Happy
If you're
Thanksgiving,
into that,
everybody.
we have
If you're
worldwide
into
listeners.
that.
So we have to actually, we're actually not everybody who listens celebrates Thanksgiving. So if you're into
Of
that,
course not. And there's a good reason why.
yeah, I mean, shit, I wouldn't play.
Hashtag cancel jeopardize Springfield.
I'm in it for the turkey and the bed meat. I like the meat.
And the stuffing.
We have the meats.
We have the
Yes.
meat.
How did we just get sued all of a sudden? I don't know.
And
What
I
happened?
feel like this is a perfect time to do the thing that we love to do here on Dirt Sheet Radio, which is completely sabotage the beginning of the show by saying to Neek, you know what I am most thankful for?
Linkin Park?
That we made a new Linkin Park album, Evan, goddammit!
It happened, and I can't believe it, and I'm so happy that this is what's going on, which I'm totally not playing League of Legends right now, and we can have a huge thank you to League of Legends as well for Heavy as the Crown kickstarting this whole revolution.
Happy Thanksgiving, Raul. Thank you for joining us. It's 12:46 a.m. in Douglas, Arizona. It's 11:46 here in Cali. I'm almost there. I'm getting there.
I'm here at 146 in Chi-Town.
Now I guess we just need to talk about how much we enjoy Slipknot. Maybe that new album will drop.
It happens, it happens.
But man, thank you all for joining us. If you're listening at home, maybe not on Thanksgiving, but you're listening on Friday morning. Maybe you're listening a year from now. Just thank you for joining us. It's been a hell of a time. We weren't around last week, but we're here now. I'm sorry I left you. I'll never leave you again. Max says, "Happy Thanksgiving, you marks." My name is John.
Yeah, we don't have
And
any marks on our team.
we literally don't have a single mark on our
We're
team.
gonna
We
stop
have a Mac,
watching.
and it's you.
That's the closest it gets, actually. Right.
Turn on the Mac. That is.
Man, there's been like, there was pay-per-views that happened. There was
What?
news. It wasn't like crazy shit. There
Oh
wasn't, like,
shit! It's
people-
Green Cane.
The one and only
Fired.
Green Cane.
Green Cane? What the fuck is going on? Oh hell, that's awesome. What's up, Green Cane?
Now we need Pimp Cane. We need Cocaine.
No.
Yeah,
No, we don't need cocaine.
we can get them. We
Lloyd.
collect them like the Infinity Stones. Yes.
All the canes.
Now, no, man. We can get right into it. Well, I guess you guys wanted to talk about that Linkin Park album, but we also had the Ricky Starks news earlier today. I want to say maybe yesterday, actually, 26th. Basically, Ricky Stark shows up in GCW, and it was he cuts this promo. I wanted to show like a clip. I didn't know if we could show GCW. I don't think they sue people for showing clips, but he basically cuts a promo saying that he cuts a promo saying that he wasn't gonna sit around anymore. He wanted to wrestle, and he's gonna do it at GCW. And then they booked the match with Matt Cardona, and it was working the angle and everything on Twitter. And then all of a sudden, it comes out that Ricky Starks is he's not gonna be able to work any GCW shows going forward. Actually, just before that came out, there were a bunch of clips from the Chris Van Vliet. I never fucking say this
I
guy.
thought
I always know it's Vliet.
Yeah.
Vliet.
C-double-V.
I wanted to say Vliet, and I thought it was fucking wrong. All right. Damn it. Anyway, he does this Ricky Starks interview, and he talks about, Ricky doesn't seem like the kind of guy to hold his tongue, and he doesn't. And then after that, the news comes out that he is pulled from all GCW shows going forward. And so people start feeling like Tony Khan took offense to the things Ricky Starks said in the interview. And then it comes out that it actually had nothing to do with that. It was a Effy podcast where Effy said some things.
Part.
Oh yeah, well, so basically a couple of days before all of this, even before Ricky Stark showed up in GCW, there was Effy's Weekend at Effy podcast.
Sure.
He did a clip. To me, he seemed intoxicated. I'm not saying he was
me.
for sure, but I'm watching this video and I was like, he's got to be like drunk or something. Because anyway, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he just like that in real life. I don't know this guy, but seemed to be exhibiting some symptoms. Anyway, so I'm gonna share this clip with us, with all of us, the class. And we're gonna listen to what Effy had to say. This is actually just the second clip. I don't want to share both clips because I think only the second one is relevant. Because according to the report from Fightful, Effy said something specifically about Tony Khan's father.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
That crossed a line.
You going there?
And so, but the thing that got me is that they pulled Ricky Starks on the 26th. So I feel like they maybe didn't see this video until that morning. And he's like scrolling and Tony's like, what the fuck?
They said what?
Yeah.
And so
Twitter be some tattletales.
Oh, they're gonna tag him up. Absolutely.
I would have thought he would have known days ago because he seems to be online a lot.
Yeah.
But let's
Still
watch this.
wasn't that sold on.
All right, let me turn this music off. Shut this shit down. I don't even want this on in the first place, but we've got it. All right, here we go. Can you guys hear that? When I heard it, when I played it earlier by accident.
I heard a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
still wasn't that sold on tickets. And this is nothing to the talent. I think the talent, you should take anything you can get.
Actually, I should give the context that Effy feels that AEW booked their Hammerstein show too close to GCW without I guess asking for permission, or maybe he just wishes they didn't. And so he had been kind of talking shit about just spewing the online things that people always say about AEW before
Because
we got to here.
GCW is not at all just a ECW tribute show booking the arenas ECW booked with ECW guys.
Look, Greg, listen, they should have just booked the Aragon Ballroom, okay?
What's that fucking AEW doing messing
Nobody
around
else wants to go
GCW
there.
territory? I don't want to shit on GCW entirely yet. I mean, I got a couple of friends that work close to them, but it's funny. I imagine that this is the sentiment. Like Effie isn't the only one who feels that way, right? Imagine a lot of people there feel this way, according to how he's talking. Now let's.
I mean,
listen to that.
I'll just say this real quickly. You know who used to feel that way for a little bit, and it led to a problem? A tiny little company called XPW, and it led to a near riot.
I mean, that would be funny, right? If the
Starting getting a little
GCW
too
guys
close.
go to
That would
the
be funny, John, do
AEW
not-
Hammerstein show, they do the Heat Wave.
Criminal
2000 what is it? 2099?
It
I
was
forgot
Heatwave
what.
2000, yes.
2000?
Don't encourage them.
Jesus, how do you think that would go? Like, that's actually pretty
Badly.
wild.
This is
You
the type
think-
of stuff that leads to a certain wrestler all of a sudden losing one of his fingers.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
well,
listen.
Well, that's not how that happened, but yeah.
That's a deep cut, as they used to say in the biz.
I know exactly what you're referring to, you crazy bastard.
Let's listen to the clip that got them in trouble.
Yes.
Still wasn't that sold on tickets. And this is nothing to the talent. I think the talent, you should take anything you can get. But also, y'all have no buzz, no draw, and we've been riding the lightning on having to actually run a profitable company for the past few years to continue existing. We do not have as much backup. I'll put it this way. My company, I don't run a company. Our company, GCW can't run on a $40 million deficit and continue to run shows. But some of us have the privilege of being able to run at a $40 million deficit.
Brett doesn't own a football team?
Brett does not own a football team. Brett doesn't have a dad who pays him to stay away. I don't want this
That
to
you're
be a
aware of.
personal thing. Like, I don't. But hey, guys, you're not the only game in town. It's fine.
Let me run that one back for a second, because you think like it's quite funny.
Football team?
This
Brett
sounds
does not own
so.
a football team. Brett doesn't have a dad who pays him to stay away. I don't want this to be a personal thing.
You already it's too
I brought up your
late.
father, but I'd like this to not be a personal issue.
I already shot the gun. The gun's smoking right now, but I'm
You're
not
right.
making this
I
personal.
want you to know this was.
You're running too fast, and you're like, fuck, you try to stop. You're like, oh shit. I don't want this to be a personal thing, but it's too late.
But it's
you got it.
personal.
But hey, guys, you're not the only game in town. It's fine. We can't stop you from running venues. But
the
in
only
my
game in
line
town
of
either.
work, when TNA Impact wanted to run center stage, GCW, a month before and a month after, were told we could not have those dates that we had secured before because it was competing with something they were doing. And now it just seems the game and the respect never goes both ways, and it's fine. We're not mad. Our people will be there. Our show will be great. We will show it out. But it isn't fun to see that, like, we're so out of ideas right now that the timing is that conspicuous to you showing up and doing that immediately after we announce that we're doing that.
But you have no claim to the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Nobody associates you with the Hammerstein Ballroom.
You ran one show there, and it was trash.
So that's
You're the
very
only
true.
company I've ever seen that actually made the Hammerstein Ballroom look like shit.
There's that. Now, I want to, before we talk about that, people, I guess the question is like, how is that enough to make Tony Khan pull Ricky Starks, right? Because Effie doesn't run GCW, right? He's just a talent.
Although he makes it sound like he has some more than talent-esque involvement.
He's the fucking
acting
top
like
guy.
he was
Isn't
the-
he?
Huh?
Isn't he like one of the top guys?
He's
in
one
the
of their
company?
bigger draws, yeah. Which I don't
Who
know what
is-
that says about GCW, but
Well, who's bigger than Effy in GCW right now? Like they don't have Nick Gage anymore.
no, they don't.
It's for a while it was Cage and Cardona. Yeah.
Matt Cardona, that's right. So and Matt Cardona's not
to some degree, the ever appearing JBL.
JBL.
We were there.
Anyway, so it's apparently I hadn't seen this myself, but people were saying that Brett Lauderdale started tweeting, like some us versus them messages, like it kind of started championing that message, us versus them, back against the wall type deal. Almost
Not the smartest knife.
right. And Brett says that he has no contact with AEW. He's never able to talk. He's never been able to talk to Tony Khan or anything. He says he books the AEW talent through the AEW talent.
Congratulations, you have something in common with some of the talent.
He claims he doesn't know why this happened.
Neither do they.
Right? He's like, "What's going on? I can't believe it." I feel like that doesn't make any sense to me, but okay, I don't. Who am I to question that? But I don't. That sounds like bullshit. I don't know what's going on. What's happening? I feel like you know exactly what the fuck is going on.
I mean, too, I feel like so many people are localizing this now as just, look at AEW once again ruining another company like they did with that TNA, and like, they're blocking them from venues, even though didn't they lend Daly's place to TNA? And then when I think about it too, hasn't WWE done this to so many other promotions for the longest time?
I think you've seen a lot of people. Here's
so
the
many
thing, right?
things wrong with so many of those statements.
First, there's the GCW fans who are mad. Fine, right? That makes sense. I understand. They lost out on Ricky Starks. Their company got attacked, basically. Then you got people who just don't like AEW, who like pile on with them. They don't even know what's going on. They're like, hell yeah, fuck Tony Khan. Like, what's going on? I don't know, man, but it looks like fuck Tony Khan Day.
Let's get 'em.
I love that shit.
Which is like, jeez.
So there's a lot of that, but I don't agree with that. I feel like it's funny as fuck. Hey, you're a hypocrite because you don't like it when WWE does it. It's kind of tiring to explain that context over and over again, because if you don't understand the difference by now, then what's the point of having that conversation with you? There's a clear difference between this when what the things Vince used to do to people. Like the fetishes he used to act, not even like the crazier ones that get him in trouble. I mean, like the just fucking embarrassment kink that he had, and he used to put people on television and embarrass the shit out of them on purpose and shit on them and cuck them with their wives and shit like that. Like that shit was insane what they was doing on television. Tony Khan taking yet another step to become closer to Vince McMahon. But like, this is laughable.
I mean, even assuming everything was consensually done, like he booked an angle where he like frolics with other women in front of his then wife.
Right.
I'm saying it's crazy to see
seemingly comatose wife.
It's crazy to even hear that. It's crazy to even hear that comparison. That bugs me out. Like, shut the fuck up. Are you insane? That doesn't make any sense. What you want to say is that they're taking yet another step towards being a corporation. That's a corporate move. That's what you're mad at. That's what you actually mean. Let me articulate that for you, you fucking double-digit IQ. That I can't get mad at that. What are you gonna do? Like, you're just gonna let yourself get attacked because I said I was gonna be a cool guy in the beginning. I gotta stick to that. Like, shut the fuck up. No, this dude said my dad, he doesn't have a dad who pays him to stay away. That's so disrespectful. And there was no statement from GCW. There was no, this doesn't go with our views. As a matter of fact, all Brett did was champion the us versus them back against the wall thing. You might as well have endorsed the message, you fucking idiot. I don't run a company. I don't run a fucking pro wrestling company, but I do live life, and I am a person with skills. I'm not a fucking.
Which, by the way, you just know is more of like, which is kind of funny now I think about it. It's just more of Brett thinking like, this is what Paul Heyman would do. He would push back.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah, oh yeah.
Its own token, when you think about it, a lot of this is being said and shared and spewed by the same people who, back when the CM Punk incident happened in AEW, were all championing the fact that Tony Khan needs to step up and take control and be a boss finally,
Oh my God.
Y'all weren't ready for boss shit, were you?
You know what? I don't think he's being boss enough. I think he needs to be even harder. I think he needs to take even further steps to be fucking closer to Vince and not in a weird, freaky, sexual way.
Well, to be clear, John was the first one to be like, is this Ricky Starks hanging out with Cody Betrayal?
On top, he was like, there was a wrestler who told him it's not a good look. And he's like, it's not a good look. It's just my friend. It's just my friend. Bro, who do you think leaked that fucking footage of you, my man? Where do you think that came from? Are you that blind? Like, is he blind? Is he naive? There's no way. He's working the system too, right? He's working with it and he's lying, or he's just foolish.
Sure.
You think
he'd be just as upset about the fact that like the images got leaked of Bailey and them at AEW and nobody cared.
That's what I'm saying. It was just pictures. Fans took pictures. This was of security footage of him at the Royal Rumble with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Security footage. Where does that come from, you dick? That's funny as hell.
Anyway. John, those fans just know how to hack into arena security.
Oh yeah. Things. You know those security guards, they're just smart marks, all of them. You know how that goes. They all know that Ricky Starks is here at the Royal Rumble. Shut the fuck up.
I could sell this to Meltzer.
Yeah, that's what the security guards do. Shut the fuck up, bro. That's the funniest shit I ever seen in my life.
Ricky Starks is at the Rumble. Text Meltzer immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
which is only a few steps down from when TNA was just like, hey, it's one of the Highlanders.
No, man. I'm actually, as a fan of AEW and a fan of Tony Khan, a lot of his work, not all of his work, but a lot of his work, a decent amount of his work. Anyway, the idea that he created this company.
As a fan of everything for that 1 year?
Yeah, that was a bad year. I'm happy he's doing this shit to protect himself and the company. Fuck that noise. Don't even listen to that bullshit. I hope he doesn't be like, oh, am I a hypocrite? Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't like that. Shut it down.
The children that are wrong.
I don't like that shit. Shut it down. Boom. That's it. You want it back? Apologize to me. As a matter of fact, grovel now. You want that back? Grovel. Otherwise, take your little WWE NIL connection. Charlie Dempsey can work a little blood sport. Right, or WWE ID connection, and Shayna Baszler can work Bloodsport, and there you go. That's probably why he feels so fucking emboldened. I've got this ID thing now. I get WWE guys on my show. I don't need that shit anymore. All right.
Who's this again?
GCW, Brett, most likely. Yeah. People, I've heard stories. He says, I've heard things. But I don't like to disrespect crazy because, like I said, I have a friend that is connected to them, and I really like him.
I get that. Listen. You never disclose your source.
No, he's not a source at all. That's why I don't like. Unfortunately, I'm not ruthless enough to be like. I like people too much to be that way. I have friends in many places, and I don't ask them for information because I'm just not.
It's just in. John has a soul.
It isn't in me to be like, could you risk your job? Could you risk your friendships and your livelihoods to please possibly give me an exclusive of what color this person dyed their hair? You're never gonna get that shit
information
from me.
Only you would ever know.
Yeah, right? Exactly. No.
I've definitely seen some chatter to the degree that like AEW is wasting a quote generational talent in Ricky Starks, and I'm just like, I like the guy. I liked the guy before a lot of you motherfuckers did because I was watching that NWA show. I don't know that he's that good.
I think that Ricky Starks is great TV. Like, he's great. I think he had a great spot when he was on TV in AEW. I didn't see what was
Until
wrong
he
with
came across a certain 40-something-year-old man.
that's the Jericho thing. But I mean,
Jericho.
well, the CM Punk thing worked really good for him, actually.
I
mean,
meant the Edge thing.
oh, there's the Edge.
Yes.
That promo. I wonder if that's really what did it. Do you think that Edge thing really killed Ricky
I don't
Starks?
know,
in
but
AEW?
like it's certainly just something people would think about a lot because it was weird.
To this day, I still see everyone sharing everything about that promo, either the video or people making conspiracy theories about it all over Twitter and Facebook.
He did again. We talked that Chris Van Vliet promo. That fucking hell, Van Vliet, the dude with the chin guy.
Oh my god,
he's got a square jaw. They like that shit. I don't know. The best I can do is a beard. Anyway,
you're
Ricky
very round
Starks.
face, John.
I'm at what is it? Cherubis? Cherubis? I forget the fucking.
I don't know the technical term for it.
It's a word. I got a really round face. It's cute though.
Johnny
Kawaii.
Roundface.
Kawaii. No. Ricky Starks does the interview and he's talking about Edge, and he's like, he's talking about that
Don-chan.
and he's all, I made this. Actually, should I? I can play that clip. I don't think fucking Chris Van Vliet is gonna sue us.
He pops in the chat. Hey, it's CWV.
Hey
Listen,
guys,
Chris Van Vliet wants to be on the show.
Honestly,
you
jump on it.
you can compliment my chin, but you cannot use my clips.
Maybe 5 more compliments, and maybe you could use 1 second.
Please.
Listen, he's got to be an attractive guy. There's a clip of him being sexually accosted by like the chick from
Oh my God.
what's it from Madam Web?
Dakota Johnson?
Yes.
I guess you haven't seen my interviews for Dirt Sheet Radio.
He could have had Dakota Johnson.
You told me about.
That's crazy. Anyway,
I'll do you that later.
I don't know. I think people like the chin. I don't know how being I don't know what makes a man attractive. And as such, sometimes I look in the mirror and I go, I like what I see, but how does it work? Like, how does it work?
That's part of the battle is the fact that you do like what you see. That
damn,
confidence.
I like me a lot. God, this is hard. I think I'm sexy as fuck. Jesus Christ. Actually, marry me. Come here. It's a struggle.
The more sense you try to make of it, the less sense it will make.
Anyway, he basically says, I made Edge. No, he didn't say Edge by name, but I made this guy flustered on television, and he was like kind of proud of it. Oh, here it is. I found the clip. Damn! As soon as I was like, all right, I give up. I'm gonna paraphrase it. Good morning, Daniel. Thank you for joining us. Boom, boom. Here we go. We're about to listen to Ricky Starks put his foot in his mouth. No, I don't know. You decide. You tell me, friend.
Make your own opinions.
Adam Copeland hit you with one too. He hit you with you ripped off The Rock.
He did. You know what he called me? Do you remember?
A vanilla midget.
He called me a vanilla midget Rock ripoff. And that one, that clip goes viral all the time. And it's so funny because at the end of it, I wanted to say more, but if you see me smile and say, well, that really sent me over the edge.
And the fans like that.
Yeah. I only did that because I knew that this was about to get off track. Here's the thing about that. You might as well call me a great heel, and I even hate saying and talking like this, but you might as well call me a great heel because I got somebody so flustered on live TV that they stumbled and stuttered their way into one of the worst insults that you could say. That's so, passe. It's so 2000s. A vanilla midget. I could have hit him with the "I'm black, you idiot," but I didn't at the time. You know what I'm saying? I could have did that. I didn't. Personally, out of all that, I don't think that Ricky Starks came out of that looking very bad. You know what I'm saying? I think it wasn't me that looked bad in that whole situation. And so it is what it is. The funny thing is people say AEW, that's where all the unscripted promos are. And then someone was like, Ricky went off a script. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. How? What did I do? You know what I'm saying? I didn't do anything. So, yeah, what a great promo that was, right?
Sounds like both of you guys went off script.
There's no how? There's no script.
He's got a point. He's just saying, he's basically saying, how did I do something wrong when we're a lot. Yeah, we're winging it. And I mean, technically, when you put it that way, right? But also clearly, other people don't agree.
I saw a lot of
Some
people.
companies don't trust y'all with winging it anymore.
Right. No, I saw a lot of people online that were bringing up a point of Adam Copeland usually isn't one for all of a sudden snapping and trying to interrupt someone. So it seems that Ricky might have struck a chord or annoyed him a little too much on a certain day. So I don't know.
I think I can see like he's fed up. He's clearly had enough of sitting home and doing nothing, and he's trying to kind of poke a bear and hope that something happens. Fire
And
me,
probably
or
getting tagged in that promo every other day.
not is that, but also like put me on TV or fire me and send me to WWE. Like
Of course.
get me out of here. And so all these things happening on the same day that he gets pulled from the GCW show is just like, well, was it this or was it that? And now it'll forever be muddied because it happened on the same day. I don't know. I think we've seen in the past that Tony Khan has kind of tried to move mountains to keep a top guy happy, even without them asking him to do that. and it could be another case of him thinking, okay, Ricky went too far. He's gonna piss off Edge. I'll fucking sit. I'll bench Ricky Starks before I lose Edge.
Right.
I mean,
After securing the rated R superstar trademark and Alter Bridge Metalingus.
Yeah.
right, like hold the fuck on. Ricky, go home. Never mind. And you were really close with that CM Punk guy, right? Get the fuck out.
That's CM Punk and that Cody.
Actually, you could go, and anybody else who's feeling a little loose, who's connected to CM Punk,
Raiders.
you can go home. That's kind of how
It must be good to know that if you do go to the other company, two of the top guys got your back.
At least, right? Cody and Punk will have Ricky's back there. How far
Who
does
was that
go?
sitting in the private box with you? Dustin Rhodes? Oh, I guess we won't sign him.
Wait. Guys, please. No, I don't know how far that goes though. I think
That was
it's
another funny
enough.
point he made too, where he was just like, yeah, Dustin was in the same box as I was. It was like nobody cares that Cody's brother was watching him win the championship.
The man that's been associated with them for how many decades?
You know how many friends Cody has that weren't in that box, Ricky? Shut up, brother. Anyway, I don't know. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about.
Oh wow, was it? Mac hitting us with the anniversaries.
Mac says Cole Cabana and CM Punk's infamous podcast was 10 years ago yesterday. I refuse to let CM Punk take over another podcast, so we'll skip right on over that.
Again, he can't keep getting away with it.
We can talk about Cole Cabana, though. You guys have seen Wrestling Road Diaries, right?
I actually haven't.
You know?
No.
Wow. That's actually the greatest professional wrestling documentary that ever existed. It's it's really just it's Bryan Danielson who's leaving the Independents and he's doing the final countdown tour. It's Colt Cabana who just got fired from WWE and he's in the Independents coming back. And then it's Sal Rinauro who is kind of perpetual independence. He'll never get to the company. And so it's those three perspectives and they're traveling the country together for Ring of Honor. And it is the best 3 hours, I think, maybe 2 hours. Pro wrestling documentary I've ever seen.
And then they put out a second one, and the magic wasn't there.
I didn't even watch that shit.
Was that with the Good Brothers?
Yeah, Luke Gallows at least. And then they did they did a third one, and I think CM Punk. I think there's a rumor that it would have been CM Punk would have been on it, and it feels like they had filmed some footage for it with him on it before the lawsuit and everything like that. And then of course they fell out. And yeah. What are you gonna say about that? Fuck that guy. Anyway. we've got more important things to talk about. The Continental Classic is here. You didn't get to see Dynamite, did you, Greg?
I did not.
What the fuck is wrong with you? No, I'm kidding. No, the Continental Classic began tonight, Thanksgiving Eve on Dynamite.
In Chi-Town.
What have we had? 3 matches?
Yep. One of the Blue League matches and 2 Gold League matches.
Fire already. We're on fire. Sean
I even
Benjamin
have
versus Mark Briscoe.
The graphics in here.
Thank you. That's beautiful. I love you.
I love you too. On this Thanksgiving, we're thankful for love.
We are thankful. Shelton Benjamin already with 3 points in the Blue League. But look at this Blue League for a second. Just look at this for a second. This is what I love about round robins. Like, you get to see this group of talent, and you're like, they're each gonna face each other one time. That's incredible. You guaranteed all these matches. Okada versus, like I can go through all of
Okada
them,
versus Shelton Benjamin is an interesting battle.
That's crazy. Beast Mortos versus Okada. What
Beast
the fuck
Mortos
is that
and
gonna look
Shelton.
like? Oh man, I can go on and on and on. Kyle Fletcher, Kenny Garcia, Mark Briscoe, Shelton Benjamin, Beast Mortos, and Kazuchika Okada in the same block all face each other one time each, as that's how round robins go. But this year they changed the rules one little bit.
They did?
Yeah, Nick, can you bring up the Gold League if you have it there? Oh, there we go. We also have the Gold League here. Darby Allin, Claudio Castagnoli, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, Brody King, and Juice Robinson. And so this year, there's going to be a semifinal.
If you missed Juice Robinson, you're going to get a lot of them.
At least 5 times.
So they didn't explain it well, but I think I've grasped onto how it's going to work. There's going to be a semifinal at World's End, as well as the finals.
So 2 nights, semi, and 1 night, excuse me.
Yeah. So one night playoff, 2 matches for each finalist. They're going to be facing the semifinalists of the opposite block on that night. So Blue League block winner will face Gold League runner-up, and Gold League block winner will face Blue League runner-up.
Yep.
And I imagine that this is a mini tournament now to see who's going to make it to the finals, right? They didn't fucking say that.
But that's a weird way to put that.
They didn't fucking say it, though. They didn't say that. I'm making that up because that's the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, why are these matches happening? Why are they fighting the fucking semifinalists? They weren't good enough. So I think that the idea is now it's like a double tournament.
Well, this is like the G1 has used this plenty of times.
But they usually book it so that it ends up that they need to do, like, it's a whole intricate thing where it ends up like the numbers are like, okay, well, now this guy needs to, like, it's
well, no,
never.
it's not. I'm saying like it's not always a tie. Like just this last year, it's not always a tiebreaker. Sometimes it's the top 2-point guys
Yeah,
have a semifinal playoff.
because that's what it was last year. Was the two guys that had the most points took each other on, but one of the blocks last year it was a triple threat because they just coincidentally had a tie.
Had a 3-way tie, sure.
But now it's just going to be they're swapping like two of the spots.
So like that's what I don't understand. I don't understand the idea that the Gold League winner is facing the Blue League runner-up. What's with the cross?
Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of like a loser bracket, but I don't understand, having that kind of. I guess you're technically not the loser though. You're just the one with the second most points.
That's why I thought that that means that it's a tournament now. Like, okay, boom, we get to the end and now it's guaranteed. The two people with the top points are like guaranteed spots at the end.
That's how I think they should have phrased it, because the way they described it made it sound like the second place person's a loser.
Confused the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But I think that that's what it means. And if that's the case, then it's not a bad concept, but they explained it really weirdly. And then they didn't explain it until tonight with Excalibur on commentary. Like Tony Khan just came up with that shit like during
Who just runs off anyway.
like right now. He was like, you know what, Excalibur, tell them that we're doing this shit. Wait, everybody's looking at him like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
You did what to the tournament?
Just tell him right now.
Excalibur says it really fast, and Tony's like, well, that wasn't exactly what I wanted. I like the idea Excalibur is just going into business for himself because he thinks it'll be cool.
He just made it up.
Tony Khan's like, oh, dang it.
You know what? He keeps getting us in trouble like this.
He cost me my chance at Bloodsport. I'll show him.
Oh, shit. That's great. Anyway, yeah, fun times. I'm trying to look.
Just Excalibur's new thing is he just starts going into business for himself, but it's just like creating these scenarios that nobody knows about.
Nobody asked for.
That's incredible. Excalibur, what are you doing? It's best for business.
No, it's not Excalibur, please.
All right, let me see Jesus. I'm trying to do this in a subtle way, but it's not going to be subtle. That's the only thing. It takes the whole damn screen.
Why are we doing this?
Because he asked me to play the Hurt Business theme song, and I'm a man. I'm a man
the
of the
Hurt Business
people.
theme or the MVP theme? Are they the same thing?
I'm a man of the people. It's the same thing. It better be, because that's this is the one I want to hear, not that one. It's a great thing. And crowd in his ears was like chanting with that shit, and it was fire. And then Chicago didn't get it in the beginning.
Really?
And they didn't get it for the entrance, and they were trying to get them, but then by the end of the match,
they eventually got there.
They figured it out. Damn, Nick, what's up with y'all? Took a little while.
Listen, everyone's just ducking from bullets, man.
There was a moment where Mark Briscoe stared down Bobby Lashley during the entrance, and it was like, I didn't know how much I wanted to see that.
It went hard.
I don't know how much Mark Briscoe wants to see that.
It's still weird. It's always going to be weird for me, I guess, because it's still hard for me to believe he's just this world-class wrestler all of a sudden. Like, what? Like, and I know I've always loved the Briscoes, but like,
he's been granted plus 15 buff by the power of plot.
He's literally like Jay, like the spirit of Jay. Like, he is both Briscoes now. Like, he's got the talent of both.
Yeah, no, he's the ultimate marketable talent for them because he appeals to the kids and he appeals to the hardcore fans.
Seeing him in these tournaments and seeing him in AEW and seeing him on TV has been a fucking mind fuck, because I've always loved the Briscoes, but again, and then even as the Briscoes, it was always like Jay. Jay was the one that got the main push, and then Mark was the one that had the secondary titles. Like, it's crazy.
If at all.
Is that MVP rapping?
Yes.
It is.
He is a rapper.
He's had several tracks.
He did want to do that collaboration. Remember with John Cena, R-Truth, and MVP, they were going to collab.
We are people.
Yeah, there was like the story of, I think they were trying to release an album with WWE and some help from Jim Johnston, but then it just got shut down.
Of course it did.
Comic Book Book says Mark should be in a better position post the loss of Jay. Honestly, I don't know that they're ever this. If you follow the Briscoes for a long time, I don't think I ever thought we would even see one of them at this level on TV. Honestly, every day that he's on TV, anytime they give him a belt, anytime he's gonna win, anytime he's featured in a fucking Continental Classic tournament, it's like, you know, it's still to me like, holy shit, like, look at Mark Briscoe, man. Like, damn, finally, bro. Honestly. I think I agree that I mean I being a Briscoe fan, I would be like, hell yeah, give him a fucking world title. I don't give a fuck. But
John, you need to let the whole world know about how great. Okay, never mind then. How great the Brian Keith Bounty Hunter theme song is that we only heard like on 2 shows of AEW.
I could play. I don't know if we could play this wrestling theme though. Like, do they get mad? That's what I'm saying. He like that's what I meant. Another thing, he won the ROH world title.
It's worth it. It's such a good song.
He did win the world champ. He won. That was actually an incredible moment too. They had "Give Me Back My Bullets." They had the fucking. They brought back streamers, and I was like, damn, that felt real good. That was a good.
I mean, like, I love that moment in the same way that I love Rey Mysterio winning the world championship at the exact time that you would do that sort of thing.
You know what? I don't think I love that moment as much. I don't think I love Ray's. I don't think Ray's moment comes anywhere near this one. Like, hold on.
My man said, your grieving is not the same.
Hold on.
I agree, though.
I understand the loss of a friend. No, I'm just saying. That's
arguably an uncle.
At best. Anyway. Oh god, Chavo should have got the push. Anyway,
yes.
Stop it.
Oh no, it's Kerwin White, heavyweight champion.
This is a good question because it's a problem. I feel like at the moment because I don't
faces in AEW.
Not that they have baby faces, right? And they have top talent, and they have guys that are like, this baby face is clearly higher on the totem pole than the other baby faces. But there is no like Superman, Jesus Christ baby face. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of shades of gray. Look at the end of Dynamite. Brody King stepped back in the ring to protect Darby Allin from Claudio Castagnoli.
He did.
It was pretty cool.
So like they did a thing in that Wrestle Dream, like they had finally respected each other, and then tonight, Darby's like, "Fuck you, beat me up. I don't care if I'm beat up," and so Brody had to kill his ass, but he doesn't hate him.
Yeah. They shook hands at the start of the match.
I assume it's Swerve, by the way, but that's
Swerve, right? It should be right, but Bobby Lashley just put his ass to sleep. I feel like I get it.
Listen, Bobby may have put his ass to sleep, but like who does that put him under?
No. Listen, it's not even like that's what I mean. Like Swerve is obviously like the top, you know, like if on the top of the totem pole, like and then you got Swerve and like Ospreay and then like Darby but I'm saying like you don't have like you know like Will Ospreay just lost to Kyle Fletcher. Swerve Strickland got put to sleep on the same pay-per-view. I don't see John Cena doing shit like that. I was saying, like, who was putting John Cena to sleep without 15 other dudes busting him over the head with a chair behind the referee's back? You know, like.
Right.
So is your question being you're looking for a Superman-like character?
They need a Superman-like babyface, like the guy, like ain't nobody beating him. Like nobody's beating this guy. And it should have been Ospreay. Like he took the loss to Swerve, and I thought that was gonna be like it. Like okay,
the last one, no more.
That was gonna be the loss, and then. He'll build his way back up, and we'll talk about this later on, and we'll get the world title. And he doesn't have to be undefeated. I'm not saying the motherfucker has to be undefeated. People beat John Cena all the time, but it was always dirty. You never beat John Cena unless you kicked him in the dick, unless your friends jumped in, unless you pulled your hood over his head, unless you fucking pulled his wiener out in front of the camera so he had to cover himself, and then you got to roll him up for the 3. You know, like, there was always a trick.
People running in.
You know what? Do you know how Kyle Fletcher beat Will Ospreay, Greg? Did you see how Kyle Ospreay?
I saw the pay-per-view.
He dumped him on his head over and over and over and over and over and over again until he pinned him. That's the top guy right now. I've never seen John Cena do that.
Yes, you have.
Well, after fucking 12 years of never doing it, you know what I'm saying?
After like 10 whole decade, oh my gosh, can you imagine? Like 10 years of Cena just being the Superman
I'm just
character.
saying, you have seen exactly that happen.
Yeah.
It came after the fact. Yeah.
How many pay-per-views and special events has Ospreay lost in a row?
Yeah, it can't keep happening, man. And if we're gonna do it, it's got to be Ospreay. It's got to be Swerve, and they've got to just.
So my question,
at Forbidden Door, it came off as those two being the guys. That's how they made that whole world title match feel.
I guess my question to that would be, isn't this on a like not theoretical level, but on some sort of particular creative level, isn't this supposed to be the sort of alternative that people were like we were supposed to get away from the Superman baby face? Is that not the idea that this alternative company was built on?
I don't think you should. I thought we were trying to get away from like corporate plastic story ideas and like forcing people into things. I think you can't get away from all wrestling tropes because
so
then
I don't think
like
that everyone knows that there's a difference between the two.
No, it's not for them to know. It's for the it's for the
but
you to drive the bus. Like I don't want to know how you drive in the bus. Just drive it. Drive it good.
I don't think you can trust everyone with that these days.
That's true, but then we have to, right? So all we can do is like look out the window and hope for the best.
What does too with like Swerve and Ospreay? You know, they go into it having this already established either background or a great aura about them, and then something gets lost and muddied along the way. I don't think Swerve's necessarily lost that because again, like losing to Bobby Lashley, he's basically Jiren. You know, so that's okay and understandable. And then he gets heat back by eliminating Max Caster, who the audience hates and despises.
That was an anime reference for those of you who don't understand.
Yes. Ospreay has just freaking lost so many of like the big matches. It literally feels like the same trap that Kenny Omega and the Bucks are falling into from early AEW, where they don't want to be seen as, you know, they want to be that locker room leader, but they don't want to be seen as just booking themselves, you know, to get these grandstand moments. But it's like people kind of want to see you win, though, because people want to support you. And you don't have to be Superman. You know, you don't have to be All Might. As long as you are just, you know, kicking ass and taking names. That's all they care about.
Comic Book Click says,
I mean, there's a reason the Goldberg push worked.
Right.
Comic Book Click says, would you slot Adam Copeland in that role? I think Adam Copeland will work as like a short, like a bridge to whoever. Like,
right.
It's like a double bridge. Adam Copeland will work as the bridge for whoever you want to be the horrible thing that your big baby face is going to overcome. Because unless you make Adam Copeland into some mega heel, but I mean, he is Edge. He is Edge. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. But people don't want to boo Edge. He's Edge.
Right.
He's
you know,
like you don't want to boo Edge.
Which, in the world where he wasn't one of their top heels currently, for greatest babyface, I would have also probably slotted Moxley in there as the heart and soul.
Moxley for sure, but that's why he works so well right now as the heel.
Right.
Anyway, he Comic Book Click also says, should the Hurt Syndicate be on the Death Rider?
Yes.
Well,
just for just like a standoff moment though.
Take it a step at a time, right? Because
all right, Mac.
Right now, the Hurt Syndicate just got here, right? They don't got no real no real loyalty to this place. We just got here, unless they like declare like, "Yo, this is our new home, and we don't want to let anybody ruin it for us," type thing. But that don't work, you know. Like that doesn't.
That doesn't even match who they are.
Yeah, right.
But remember what they want. They want championships, and who's got the world championship?
Yeah, that would be the real reason to make it happen. I think though, what they're doing now, this is a real upgrade to what they were doing for that first month.
Right.
Just tonight, seeing the Death Riders come out and be involved with Hangman and Jay White, over the fucking Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe in the conglomerate. It was like, okay, this is a significant upgrade. Now it feels like a main event angle.
No, Mac, I appreciate it. I love any Alter Bridge reference.
But but Death Riders and Her Syndicate would be a good thing. It reminds me sort of, this is a weird one. It reminds me sort of when they stepped up against Retribution for some reason.
Okay.
When Retribution was like taking over WWE and the Hurt Business stepped up against them just
Right,
because.
I don't know. And then remember when randomly the Fiend got involved?
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. Those are weird
Listen,
times.
here's what I'm going to say though. Nothing was cooler to me than T-Bar of all characters being the one to like step up and start fighting the Fiend when everyone else was afraid of him.
Yeah, it was a good moment for. Was that Dijak? That's Dijak,
Yes.
right?
Dijak, yeah.
Yes.
It's fucking weird. God, that was a weird time. Was that political? Was that angle political or something? Like, I don't think I ever got it.
I believe the idea.
Had shades of it.
It's like- anyway,
Was that not a legitimate question?
okay?
Okay.
Comic book quick with the rapid fire questions.
What do you say? I missed that one actually.
Gotta keep us involved, baby.
We're nearing the end of 2024. Jesus, I've been thinking
Montel
about that.
Montavious Porter, obviously.
Oh, always, right?
That's
Always.
hilarious.
I've been thinking about that because I've been slacking, but I was meant to have gotten a awards thing up by next Monday, but I don't see how that's gonna happen because I haven't coordinated anything with anybody, and it's just been a thought that I never got around to acting on.
We've been busy.
We've been busy, but do you guys have someone right now that you think is your clear MVP? And at this point, if the guy's your fucking MVP on November 28th, 2024, this is your wrestler of the
It's
year.
pretty much done. Yeah.
That's your guy.
Gosh. See, here's the issue too. I have a lot of recency bias in my brain right now.
I'm gonna say Brian because the last time I can't.
That's fair. He did have a great year too. Like all in all, not
great
even
fucking year, an incredible fucking year.
yeah, even just beyond the nostalgia aspect of it, he's had a great year. So it's a good choice.
But then he was missing for the last 2 months, so I guess somebody could step up and take the place of that. You always could say Will Ospreay, but like, how many times are this guy gonna be wrestler of the year? It's not even fair. It's not even
Nothing
fair.
wrong with that. You know, that's it. I'm gonna say Ospreay because honestly, he's been consistently my choice through and through.
Swerve.
When I look at the Dynamite recap shows, I've always said Will Ospreay until Shelton Benjamin came around. Then I started saying Shelton.
Swerve is another one. Swerve could be 2024's guy.
Also, let the record show how many years on this podcast since AEW's inception have I said when Shelton Benjamin comes to AEW, that's it.
Do you think Cody?
I'm still asking for him to slap Max Caster in the face. He got close.
It's
We're
coming.
getting there. It's almost.
What do you think about Cody Rhodes as an MVP?
Oh, we're talking everywhere.
How do we feel? Yeah, well, yeah, we should be anyway.
It's an interesting question, I guess, because I'm wondering. I don't know. I'm wondering what that means in my head. It's like obviously Cody Rhodes is the top guy, so he'd be a shoo-in for the nomination. But I feel like he's just been involved in what I think is mediocre stuff for no fault of his own, other than I just don't think Solo was ready for that position.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like the best stuff that he's been involved in just started with Kevin Owens.
That's probably why. Yeah, Cozy Rhodes.
Cozy Rhodes.
The answer I'm going to give is just based on like not even it being like the best matches or anything like that, but like the ability to sort of rise up out of your position. So I guess mine would be Drew McIntyre.
That's another good one. That's a good one. He ended up having carrying the best feud in the damn company for a long time until Punk actually got back involved, and then they had one of the best matches in the company of the year.
Punk was involved for a good lot of it.
That motherfucker was sleeping.
He would show up to it with his arms in various forms of duress.
I pulled him off the announce table again. Yeehaw. No,
before
he
a
showed
program
up.
Dominated by promos, Punk was showing up for the promos.
No.
Another
in the
good choice
in the end part.
Yeah, another good choice you could throw out there too. Maybe some recent things might kind of muddy this water, but overall, I'd also say Gunther.
Why does everybody think? Well, listen. All right.
Go ahead.
There's a conversation happening about Gunther that I don't appreciate.
Is it stupid?
It's not stupid. It has merit. I just don't like
Okay.
it.
What is it?
It's stupid then.
It's stupid. And I hate it, and I don't care if they're right. No, basically saying that his world title reign is shitty.
What?
And I know why they're saying that, but like,
Based on what though?
I guess because it hasn't had any meaty stories. It hasn't main evented anything, or I guess it did main event the Bash at Berlin. That's
You
about
mean
it.
because like oh
It
my
got cut off. It got cut off a pay per view.
it's just like oh Gunther's not main eventing shows that Cody Rhodes is on. What a shock.
I guess there's an argument to be made that he feels like the B champion, but he is the B champion.
Like obviously.
That's
Just
how they
can't-
established that whole championship was because it's the title Roman Reigns won't be defending.
You just can't do anything about that. I don't think there's anything wrong. I think people there. You know, when we had the Eduardo Bates, who if you're in Latin America and you watch pro wrestling, then you definitely know who he is. We had him on our team in the beginning, and he did not like Gunther. And his thing was that Gunther was kind of dry. It was all substance, no style. And I think for a lot of people, like Gunther's world title reign is going to end up being that because that's who Gunther is. And I mean, that's why I love him, because he's like this fucking black ball in the center of the company that doesn't exist the way the rest of the wrestlers do. He's just like this whole complete outside entity, like just doesn't belong there and somehow still is there. So
A major aspect at that.
but yeah, I don't like that conversation. Not a fan.
And I guess like I don't know. Are you not invested in Damian Priest? Are you not invested in the like?
Nobody.
Okay,
is,
great. Like he beat Damian Priest. Maybe you didn't care about him as a champion.
And
Maybe
they
you
brought him
didn't.
back.
Maybe you didn't believe that Randy Orton was ever going to beat him.
They brought Damian Priest back for him.
They did, yes. Like maybe you never like. Did you never believe Sami Zayn was going to beat him? Is that the problem?
They didn't even have a pay-per-view angle with
They
Sami
did not. They
Zayn.
had a Monday Night Raw angle that
They
was
had a
leading into
Raw
Sami Zayn's
angle.
other stuff.
That's rough. Gunther hasn't had his own story as champion. Like he hasn't had any story as champion. They did a thing with Cody where he ended up getting rolled up. That's it.
It's just interwoven in everyone else's interwoven stories.
That's crazy when you're a champion and a supporting character. That's rough. Like wait, no.
Thank you, Punisher.
Mac says his MVPs are Jake something and DPW, Jay Uso in WWE, AEW Swerve, and TNA Mike Bailey. TNA will
That's
have
another
Mike.
good choice. And Mike Bailey.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Most improved. That's a good question.
Ooh.
I can't even.
That feels like a tougher question to answer.
Yeah, that's the one I need time to think on.
Yeah.
For a little bit. They said the apex of a Gunther reign is tied with Dragunov. Is Dragunov hurt or something? Right?
Yes, he is.
He's injured.
I think he had. Was it the ACL?
He got injured in a match with Gunther. They said, although I have my doubts. That one doesn't pass the smell test.
Yeah.
You know
But,
what? Like when it comes, not that he's ever truly been bad, but there's something about like this awakening that this wrestler has had. I think most improved, at least in my opinion, this year is Kyle Fletcher.
It's hard to
Okay.
argue that. I mean, he stepped up. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know that he's improved as much as his spot's improved. I think he stepped up. Like every time they gave him a spot, it was like, he
Right.
had it.
No,
I
knocks it
got
out
it.
of the park every time he had that opportunity, and that's exactly what you want to see from someone who does
Yeah.
get those opportunities. I think it's one of those things where he's probably always had it, but he now finally gets that opportunity to show it.
Mag says Mariah May was another one that I'm like,
That's an
That's
interesting
interesting.
choice because I
That's
feel like
interesting.
she's just as good as she was in Stardom.
Yeah.
She just got
Yeah.
a new.
better
Position?
opportunities again.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to think of someone who was like a shitter that I didn't enjoy. Maybe
Actually, I
last
might
year.
argue she's less good as she was in Stardom, but that's because she had better opponents over there.
Ludwig Kaiser.
That's a good choice.
Ludwig Kaiser is a good one.
Mm,
But again, I think he's shown a little more personality than I thought that he would have. But again, I'm trying to think of again. I'm trying to think of somebody that I didn't like that I like now. I usually
I have one that's perfect for that. I'm gonna say Big Bill.
Big Bill is great. He was on fucking commentary tonight. I was like, this guy, man.
The little sprout that he gave to Tony Schiavone, that Tony Schiavone was like protecting with his life.
He's great. I'm trying to think. They're the girls. The girls.
You know what's interesting? I've got two answers that I think are interesting because, like, I feel like one happened in the beginning of the year and almost petered out, and then one happened toward the end and is now in a very good place. So I'm gonna go with my favorite right now, mostly because I was a fan of him before this, I guess. I'm gonna say Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
Bronson Reed, Big Jonah. Mac is gonna chop.
Big
Mac is
Jonah.
gonna chop in with fucking confetti and shit in a second.
Yeah. I'm just gonna give a very like very 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 close runner up to Chad Gable showing up in 2024 as a singles guy.
Remember when he was the most over guy in the fucking roster, and then they re-signed him, and then that's it.
Yay!
That's
and now
crazy.
He's a heel.
That's crazy. Not even just a regular heel. He's a fucking jobber heel. No, damn, bro, go away.
I didn't laugh at you, Mac. I've been a fan of Jonah.
Listen, I'm absolutely in agreement here with Comic Book Clip. Harley Cameron, yes.
Yeah, we got to take that down a little faster because Facebook's gonna hit us with the bow.
I think she's. I'm not gonna speak to her as a wrestler, but she's funny.
I think we should have her wrestle less so that she can be more effective because she is really, really charismatic. She's funny as fuck.
She does
bro.
have a
In the
very,
ring, I'd say she's also improved in the ring mechanically.
She has.
She does have a very Chelsea Green-esque energy to her.
She's somebody that they gave, you know, she had her spot and she made the fucking most out of it. And people started to notice, like, man, she's actually really funny. She's got this whacked out gimmick that she plays very well, and she's got great comedic timing. So that really works. She should manage her valet type thing, but I don't want to see her fall behind somebody again like she did with Saraya and everything.
You know, speaking of like great comedic timing and just their immense value to the roster, I gotta also throw a shout out to MXM.
Oh, they are really good. I didn't think I would like them, but I hadn't seen a lot of their work.
Because they just felt like, that generic bland like WWE comedy style.
Yeah,
so then when I started seeing them, be more of themselves elsewhere, I really dug it.
Mac, that is what happens when you spend a month and a half in Japan.
And Jay did go to Japan and come back, and she's like, I'm not saying she figured it all out because I feel like could we send her on some more tours? Because I feel like it's a little crazy. Okay, we sent her on a tour. She got her footing a little better. Like that's fine. Like she had like 5 or 6 matches, but it's a little crazy to be like she went on a tour and she came back and she's like fucking magic now. Like it takes a couple more tours, but it's good improvement. You know what I'm saying?
More tours, yes.
Like it's good. It's good to see improvement. I think that's a good direction. That means we can see more improvement if we continue, right? So that we should continue doing things.
I can relate it to like the one guy I saw who I thought was an absolute piece of shit, and then he did a few tours of Dragon Gate, and I was just like, oh, he learned how to wrestle. Like Jack Evans got massively better.
Jack Evans, I love Jack Evans. He was a psycho. The Outrunners, they came onto the scene and they just made that shit work for them.
The ranks.
They've got an entrance now where the aspect ratio changes from 16:9 to 4:3. It's the coolest shit. It's the coolest shit.
Quality. Let the record show Outrunners won their second AEW match.
On Dark?
Yeah, way back when.
On Dark. They were around for Dark. Man, I miss Dark.
Good times.
AEW. I do. I said I was gonna miss it when it left, so I just wasn't watching it weekly anymore when it died. I like that it existed. I like that I could choose to watch it when I wanted. I didn't want it to die. And it didn't die because of no support or anything. It died because of contractual obligations.
Yes.
But
Oh wow, I was actually wrong. It was their fourth match. They were on Dark and Elevation as far back as like 2021.
they damn as the Outrunners.
Well, not necessarily going as the Outrunners, but they were already Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd.
Is the Outrunners an AEW thing?
I mean,
It looks like they've been Outrunners.
They were Outrunners, right? Together.
Since early 2021.
Okay, so they were
Yeah.
Outrunners. Okay, cool. But I mean, I guess there's a couple more AEW things we had to talk about. But I guess I wanted to talk about this WWE thing really fast.
Yeah,
Or
the
not
first
really
match.
fast, but
The first match where they seem to be listed as the Outrunners on Cage Match is for like UPW Fun Start Pro.
that sounds interesting. Is that like the UPW, like the California one?
This is based out of Greenfield, Indiana.
I don't know what the fuck that. What the fuck is that? No.
There are two matches for IWA Mid South. Then there's a match on Dark Elevation.
That's incredible.
And then a bunch of
IWA
other stuff,
Mid-South.
even OVW TV. So yeah, it is not a AEW gimmick at all.
Nice.
I have an interesting bit of trivia. Truth Magnum's debut match was a loss to Buddy Wayne.
Oh shit.
Okay.
That's actually incredible. They got to get Nick Wayne and work something out there.
Yeah.
But we had the WWE Survivor Series build and the War Games and the Bloodline versus the Bloodline, and they have been doing this 5-on-5 thing. And for the longest time, we had kind of imagined that it would be this straightforward, Bloodline versus The Rock. And
Yeah.
obviously, that's probably impossible because of The Rock's schedule and the way things work. But
Insurance.
they've been doing this fifth guy mystery thing.
I spent 6 months telling my friend The Rock's not doing War Games. Come on, be serious.
They do
what in this cage?
I don't like that, brother. Give me a second here.
That doesn't work for me.
I'm gonna drink some Terramana and we're gonna figure this thing out, okay? You and me, brother. Get the fuck out of here. The Rock's bombing Moana 2 right now. You know what's crazy?
pay.
You know what's crazy, right? This is what's gonna happen with Moana 2. We're calling this on camera. The critics are gonna say that it sucks. It's a little soulless, and they have started saying that Moana 2 it feels like a back in the day when they used to just make the sequel just because like damn fuck it, the first one was so good. Let's make the Lion King 2. He's got a daughter. This is one of those just doing the same thing again, but the kids don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Actually, that shit is trending higher than Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 crossed $1 billion, bro. And Moana 2 is fucking trending higher than Inside Out 2. Like, that movie's about to. Let's see.
And then there's gonna be another Moana a year after that.
A goddamn live action one.
Also
Yeah,
with The
VHS.
Rock.
VHS sequel, DVD sequel. That's what they're kind of saying this one feels like. Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, but hey, that's movie critics, and the problem is Moana 1 was so not that. It's like Moana 1 had substance, and so you're gonna get movie critics feeling that way. But he'll be back.
More
yeah, so he'll be back, but not now and not for War Games. So the fifth guy that they got, they did a thing. They picked Bronson Reed for the new bloodline, the Crip line, and so
oh man,
people thought that meant that they were gonna choose Seth Rollins for Roman Reigns, but that doesn't really make any sense,
right?
Story wise, like at all. Like they hate each other. As a matter of fact, they think they would rather kill each other or themselves than to work with one another again. So
I looked at it as like it was going to be a situation where like Seth sort of forces his way into it just for the Bronson Reed thing. Like I didn't think it was going to be anything to do with
That's stinky though. Like,
it's the WWE. They're not exactly
ew.
That's
perfect.
true.
They're trying. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the
You
doubt.
know
They are
WWE
trying, but
loves
nothing
their
is-
Shield reunions.
Jeez. They are trying, but nothing is foolproof. And I absolutely saw a situation here where it was just like, so Seth Rollins feels compelled to join just to beat the crap out of Bronson Reed. Like it was there.
It felt like it, but they had done it. They did on Monday the thing where he was like, I would never. As a matter of fact, I would never, and I think less of you for doing it too. I was like, damn, okay, that's pretty fucking clear.
Yes.
And so they had done a thing where Roman called Paul Heyman, and Heyman didn't pick up, and actually the phone was disconnected. And
Yes.
and we had mentioned that
Because of Solo.
didn't Solo destroy that thing like on television, like in front of all of us?
Right.
And
Yes.
so that's
To
probably
which
another issue.
To which my friend lovingly replied, he couldn't get a new phone? Like, it doesn't work that way.
That's probably why Paul Heyman wouldn't pick up his phone call anyway. He doesn't even know that Solo broke my phone, bro. You don't know anything that happened to me all this time. Do you know how they put me through a table, bro? Nobody
And I
put me through a
bet you-
table. I'm fucking old and
I
fat.
bet you, just because of how things are in today's day and age, he doesn't even know Roman's number.
True.
I wouldn't know it. I wouldn't. I don't know.
I mean,
anybody's
hey,
phone
though,
number.
You
Wait,
just
this-
click the name and you hit call.
Greg, wait, this is Paul Heyman we're talking about, the guy who knows how to hack right into WWE's conference calls.
That's right, but not how to hide the click sound.
Right.
Anyway, so
I didn't
Just
do it
when-
until the day you just found out I did it.
That was the one day, sir.
And
So
I'm
Roman-
never going to.
Roman has screwed over so many people that he just can't get anybody to help him now, and rightfully so. He's a scumbag. So Paul
Well,
Heyman finally
he can get a
returns.
few people to help him.
No, I mean he's a fucking loser. He can't get anybody to help. He's literally nobody wants to help this guy,
The
He's
whole
got
roster
Jay
was
in.
fed to him at one point.
except for his family. We love you. We're so family. Even though he's not changed, and he
Yeah.
very vague, almost apologized, like kind of, sort of.
And then
Anyway,
just goes back on it.
Heyman shows up, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's Paul Heyman. He's back," and he brings CM Punk with him. Cool moment. But then you start asking questions about the story, right? Why people notice he was dressed like in Solo Sikoa's colors. What does that mean? I wanted to brush that off as like a, hey, maybe he's just wearing a suit. But Paul Heyman doesn't wear suits that fit ill.
Like
Like
that.
that was ill fitting. Like that thing he had on, like you can see his neck. Like you don't see Paul Heyman's
Yeah.
neck in the suit.
Yeah.
Like,
Never the shirt under the suit for Heyman.
come on. And then he had the red.
Not since Paulie Dangerously.
Like the red handkerchief sticking out, like Solo did. Like, okay, there's very clearly something going on there.
The shirt was also red, which is
Yeah, the ill-fitting shirt.
yes.
Well,
so,
you see, when the Dangerous Alliance hit the scene, no.
No, stop it.
so I started to believe that means we're gonna build towards CM Punk versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That was the vibe that I got off this thing on Friday. I was like, oh shit, here we go. There's your thing.
Which I think is an interesting implication in the sense that the clues are Heyman's wearing all of Solo's clothes, so this is gonna lead to CM Punk.
But that's why the fuck is he even here? But he is.
Because Heyman called in a favor.
He's like, hey, I got a friend. And the
It's
friend
the
comes.
Motor City Madman.
It's so Punk is here.
And the line
That's a
in
deep
the
cut.
lines in the ring being, it's not about us, it's about him.
I don't know if Heyman's gonna fucking join with Solo as much as he's gonna be like, you left me here to die. He treated me like shit for weeks, and then they killed me off, and you didn't
Right.
even call me. You didn't call me once. You didn't even know my phone was broken until you needed help. So I've got my guy here, and we're gonna kick you in the dick, and we're gonna cost you this match, and we'll deal with the repercussions after that. That's kind of how I see it going. Probably the best, I think, the most entertaining way for me.
Oh, the idea of
That would
Samoan
lie-
Australian powerhouse Bronson Reed as a Paul Heyman guy, though?
That would also line up with a rumor I heard that John would not care for.
Oh no, what's that?
Again, I take these rumors with a grain of salt. WWE rumors are all over the place. I just like bringing up things for conversational purposes. I came across one little tidbit that was just like, there are heavy implications that the WWE would be favorable to Gunther dropping the belt to CM Punk, which is would lead right into the Roman Reigns match.
That's the most WWE thing I've ever heard.
Look at his face.
You make me sick.
Look at John, he's throwing up right now.
You make
Honestly,
me
I
sick.
would not have paid any attention to that until we had that conversation about the Roman Reigns match. I was just like, well, that would be a main event quality match with nothing else to it. Oh, unless
You just ruined Thanksgiving like that.
That's what they're gonna do.
Matt just passively ruining a holiday.
I'm
for you.
just
That's
saying,
cool.
if Punk versus Gunther gets booked,
Oh, man,
my
Punk's doing that
God.
thing again where he takes over the podcast.
Bro, I can't live through that again. I was there when he pinned Hangman. I can't live through that twice.
which
Twice?
once again, I will reiterate, big Adam Page hater, wrong decision.
God, I will never. That for me is like the worst decision they ever made, like on purpose, like with no injuries going in, no forced into this, no bad pyro.
Right.
You know, like we did this on purpose. That was like the worst fucking
Adam
thing
Page
they've ever done.
Adam Page hater, CM Punk fan, bad decision.
It did not feel like it was needed at all. And you can
This
tell
is-
even tonight's Dynamite, it seemed like Heyman was getting ready to name drop Punk for all the people that he doesn't want as champion ever again.
I never want to see it near the bell again, and it never will be, and that's a beautiful thing. But I would feel the same way about this Gunther thing, like literally the same way. Like, don't do that to me. That's disgusting.
Just saying,
That
he's been
actually-
calling out Gunther for months,
That
and
actually makes me
there's
sick.
a possible Roman Reigns match with possible title implications.
At the Royal Rumble too. So now
Yes.
CM Punk
Yes,
can
so
be.
Punk doesn't even have to win the Rumble. He just needs to win the one match, and he has punched his ticket.
Win that world title match at the Royal Rumble, so he can complete the cycle and be the Rock who takes the spot from the young guy. Yeah,
Hey, I mean, we'll just wait 10 years for Gunther to do the same thing to someone.
he's talked all this shit, but he's wanted this moment. I got it all.
That's it.
Yeah. Now here goes Gunther into WrestleMania. Fucked. Never mind. There goes all those dreams of that John Cena world title match in the garbage.
And Gunther doesn't have an Undertaker to settle on.
Oh, that's fucked up.
You might get Cena.
But with no title, it's like, okay. Now Cena's gonna pin your lame ass like for no
Yeah.
reason. Okay, woo, WrestleMania.
Squash, da, 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 da.
At least if Gunther was to get pinned by, if Gunther's gonna get
My
pinned by
last
John
year.
Cena, then if it's for the 17th World Championship, like if it's that big of a moment, then fine. But he gonna in this alternate reality, he's gonna lose to Punk, and he's damn sure not pinning John Cena at WrestleMania, at his last WrestleMania, where he's not
Ever.
retiring, so he doesn't have to go on his back yet.
But you know what?
Got a
But
whole
you
year
know
to go
what that
still.
does? But you know what that does build to? The
my
big
God.
CM Punk John Cena rematch for the World
Oh
Heavyweight
my
Championship.
God.
Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah, at least
Money in the bank.
we'll do the reverse
Yes,
Money
and
in the
money
Bank.
in the bank.
Oh my
Bring
God!
it back to Chicago. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
In Chicago.
We're gonna do it again in 2025.
I'm going to go right back
You
to
have
that.
to
I will
go.
be there.
Sit
I
in
have
the
to
same.
complete-
Sit in the same spot.
I will do this full circle moment for us.
This is
Does he
sick.
come
Man.
on
This,
to this
whole,
Firebirds again?
this whole thing is really, really ruining my holiday.
John has been ruined for all of WWE 2025.
I don't like this. I don't like any of this. Netflix Raw is gonna suck. Anyway, we got War Games on Saturday, and now Greg ruined it. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't even care. I don't care about this fucking show. They're they also revealed the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship,
Yes.
as well as
for later.
the women's as well as the women's US title. I don't know if we got to talk about that. Did we? I don't think we did. So we might have, but when they announced the women's US title, I was like, that's a good idea. They should make it for both brands, you know, based on how many women you have, and they were like, no, how about we split it further in half? You like that? You like diluting it? Yeah, I love that shit. And so we introduced another belt. And
by the way, they are terrible at making that whole women's tag title for all brands thing mean something.
They're terrible at making the women's tag title mean anything. And now that Jade is well, she's injured. I didn't
It's a
put
tag
that in the
title in
headlines.
WWE.
Forgot to put that in the headlines. She got injured. Jade's first major injury.
So I'll just ask this outright, with it being a few days from December. Is it, because I don't have any details, is it missing WrestleMania?
They're saying it's
right
actually,
on the
yeah.
like Seth Rollins.
Yeah, and I don't know if you
was
rushed.
it Miami?
It was.
What was the Triple H match?
Orlando.
That was the roller coaster,
33.
right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
at that motherfucker.
Yeah, so she's right on the cusp of missing it or making it.
I don't think you rush her back either. Like, she's Jade. You know what I'm saying? She's not
I get
Seth
that.
Rollins in the triple threat in the Triple H match. Like, it's Jade Cargill. Like, what the fuck, you can rush her back so she can fucking hurt herself? Worse.
So does that mean Naomi just leapt into a spot?
I think she was always gonna, like, I don't, if she wasn't always gonna get the spot, then they were fucking around. They were hanging a carrot in front of her, because they have been fake teasing a heel turn for her since the summer with Bailey. And they haven't pulled the trigger
Right, but
on
like
yet.
it's a different spot now at Bianca Belair.
Yeah, like, oh well, that's right, because then you could do that. You could actually do that. That'd be a lot bigger of a match.
That's what I mean.
Do you do that at WrestleMania? Does that have the legs? I guess.
I don't know what else you do, but
you imagine that she pushed. Oh yeah, it's Bailey. Bailey's got the baked-in story, but Bianca doesn't have a partner or a dance partner, and Bianca's gonna go to WrestleMania.
right.
No matter
And you
what.
know who needs a dance partner?
Yeah, exactly. And they have the built-in story because they're partners. They're friends. They're in the group together with Jade.
Yeah.
So she pushed Jade. Imagine we're saying, and it does kind of seem.
Team Bad Part 2.
Yeah, they have a name. The Big Three, I think they call themselves because of Kendrick's song. So it's a mystery angle. Who injured Jade? They just found her dead, like full dead, like Peter Griffin pose on the car hood.
Yamcha.
Who shot
Roast
Mr. Burns?
Yamcha.
Yeah.
And Naomi was acting funny, and it looks like it could have been her.
Yeah.
We'll find out though.
Nick Aldis questioned Nia Jax.
Comic Book Click says the WWE should consider a women-only show. Maybe when they're on Netflix.
We're gonna replace Speed with it.
When you don't have any, when you can hide it, like when you can hide the performance, yes, then you can be like, yeah, hell yeah. But when you gotta put it on like TV and people have to pay to get it up there, it's gonna be an issue because for whatever reason it doesn't draw the kind of viewership you'd want.
So what you're saying is put it on YouTube.
Or no, not even, because then you're gonna see the low numbers. Put it on Netflix. They've got Netflix coming. Netflix lies about their numbers all the time. Or they're not gonna be able to do that anymore, are they?
It's a lie of omission, John.
I think, business-wise, it gets weird. It gets funny. Like, I'm all for it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they have the talent, especially if, like, with the girls on NXT, like, they have a large group of very talented women right now. And when they're probably going to come up very soon. So having the second belt probably makes a lot of sense because they're going to have a lot of fucking girls. And
God forbid you just write for them.
A women-only show would make sense. Like cruiserweights, you know what I'm saying? Like we had a cruiserweight show and a women-only show. But as it turns out, for whatever reason, society is weird about that. I'm sorry, not here. I mean, this is a progressive household. Yeah. But yeah, that just objectively is what it is, unfortunately. But yeah, man. One last thing I wanted to talk about WWE related. Penta El Zero Meirdo will be a free agent, I think, in a week.
Hexagon.
Hexagon. Octagon Jr.
No, we can't do that again.
Oh, that's right. Well, it is TKO, so you might as well. He's no longer Pentagon. He is Octagon.
No, but we can't do
They have
Octagon. We
rights.
did Octagon.
Oh shit, that's right.
That
Octagon.
motherfucker will sue.
Yeah. Damn, how's that taken already? Oh shit, that's right. We didn't get to talk about that. Jesus is bringing up the
Coleslaw.
Adam Cole interview. Thanks to my boy Danny Ocean, DJ Danny Ocean, North Carolina's Kiss FM. I don't know the numbers though. It's like 101.9 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got me to do an interview with Adam Cole. Basically, the AEW press people won't answer my fucking emails, so I show up anyway. That's how we did it. Hello, everyone. How do you get in the room? I have friends. Hello, Adam.
Who are your
Adam
friends?
Cole,
They're fired too. No.
Adam Cole is really nice. Well, no, it's like I sometimes think they don't like the word dirt sheet, but I'm like, come on, bro. You actually engage with real dirt sheets. Like, what do you? Come on, bro. Anyway, that's not the issue. We had an interview with Adam Cole. It was really nice. Danny brought us on. I asked him a question. I asked him about the Game Awards. He was really happy to talk about that. You know, you sit through. I like to try to talk to him about something that you at least want to talk about.
You got to talk to him about Halo.
I was gonna say, how many times did he mention Halo?
Well, actually, he was more excited to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, as he was like, "It's like my fucking favorite." Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I forgot what the other one was that he was very excited to talk about. But yeah, they sit through these fucking 12-hour press junkets, and it's got to be the worst. I feel like that for me, if I was a wrestler, that would be the maybe second worst part of the job. The first worst being if they ever make you sit down to sign 100 autographs to put in a fucking video game case, like John Cena used to do. I'd rather die.
My carpet's on it.
I would rather die. Can't you stamp it? Damn it!
That's one of those things. I just gotta have somebody there with me so I can like have a conversation while mindlessly signing these fucking glossy papers.
Accidentally doing a different one just to mix it up.
Get an audiobook. Draw a dick on one.
The collector's edition.
This is the mystery dick. It's like the golden ticket. I got a golden ticket.
Wow, that's probably an unexplored that's an unexplored podcast idea. Roman Reigns is gonna do this podcast while signing 500 posters.
Hey, bro, you're gonna be sitting here for a while, huh? Let's talk. What?
We're doing you the favor. You'll pay us.
What are you reading right now? What are you watching? That's gonna be my go-to question if I have to do any more interviews.
What are you reading or watching?
What's your favorite Halo game?
What are we doing?
What are you playing?
Favorite Linkin Park song?
Talk to us.
What is your current obsession outside of wrestling?
What's your blood type?
Got any particular porn interests?
What's your mother's maiden name?
Oh, stop it.
Last 3 digits of your credit card number.
Last 4 of your social, please.
CVV and expiration. Thank you.
I always just imagine being the person who's like, I'm gonna bring up the slightly more obscure thing that people don't talk about and make it sound like I'm going to mention the obvious thing. Of course.
I just want them to want to talk to me. I just want to be loved. No, I don't want to.
Wanna be the.
There's a weird thing in my brain that makes it hard for me to be it's not hard for me to be unpleasant to people. I guess if I feel like you deserve it, I can. It's really hard. It's really easy.
Oh, I've seen you be unpleasant.
But it's hard for me to to be unpleasant for no reason. Like I want to be
Yes.
generally. I would like to be liked. I don't want to be like
The human
annoying.
condition.
I don't want to be annoying. I want to talk about what you want to talk about. But yeah, that was cool. Maybe next time we'll talk to Penta about why he was so happy to tell everyone that he was leaving when he hadn't left yet. But he is.
Maybe
he
stop
is
telling Conan things.
That'll be
Don't get
that should be
Conan
like
involved, period.
one of the first things they teach you in wrestling school in Mexico. And here we have a picture of Conan, a legend. Don't
talk to him.
fucking talk to him.
There's these guys who are in WCW. Here's Conan. Here's Disco Inferno. Stay away from these guys.
He's gonna get you a job. Talk to him about the job. Be present. Do not talk to him about your fucking life. It's gonna be on his podcast, guaranteed. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I was wondering if they should debut him right off the back. I think they should. He's a really good singles wrestler. And I don't know if they see him that way. Of course, they don't see any luchadors that way, but
They've tried.
They've tried. One, Sin Cara, and then he's just, never mind. Fuck
I
that
do
up.
hope that like the marketing direction has changed, because the whole point of them not pulling the trigger on bringing in Mortis back in like 2002, 2003 was the fact that they didn't see skulls as being marketable.
Sure.
It
I
is
wasn't familiar with Morris. They
2024.
really
damn
did
it.
see Alberto as a single star.
Sometimes you wonder why they didn't give up on that a little sooner. Because I remember thinking it too, and then I remember towards the latter half being like, this is kind of boring.
The random face team with Miz.
Alberto Del Rio was an interesting thing. I mean, even without the weird professional life or weird personal life
Personal life
that
stuff,
happened
yeah.
after, towards the end of that WWE run, it was clear that this was not what they thought it was.
Both
Maybe. I remember when he first came in, and I was just like, yo, this dude's a star.
He had it, and they booked it like that.
Right.
I think my favorite Alberto moment is when he ran over Santa Claus by accident.
Oh my god.
It's incredible.
It made Yoshitatsu cry.
He's like, oh my god, like he didn't even mean to do it. He wasn't even like a heel. Like he was just like, what the fuck? Like I ran over Santa Claus. It's the stupidest shit.
And John Cena was like, how dare you have this accident? I will beat you up now.
They fucking hated him for it. It was a legit mistake. Like, why was he there? Like, I drive for an entrance. Everybody knows this. Why wouldn't they clear the amp? The area.
Before we sign off, I do want to bring up something I meant to talk to you about earlier today, John. Actually, I saw in a clip from a sir named Brian Alvarez. You may not know who that guy is.
What? I never heard of this guy.
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Brian.
He's a
Please
new
don't
face
hate
in
me.
the pundit scene.
I love you, Brian.
He seemed to not believe in the fact that Kenny Omega was written off AEW so handily, and yet his first match back will be for the New Japan show. How do we feel about this?
That's not it's not a bad question to have. I'm trying to think of it. I'm trying to come at it because it's a good question. Why is he showing back up in New Japan? Because you know the real life
When the
answer.
angle was in AEW, right?
Yeah, I know, and because I know the real life answer is hard to be like, you know, because he really wanted to. Because he wanted.
Do you think do you believe it's a snub?
No, I don't think.
No way.
I don't think it's a snub at all. I think they'll get back to it. I just think, for whatever reason, they decided to go with this first. Kenny kind of implied in interviews that he wanted to do this for New Japan. I was wondering what that meant, but I think reading between the lines, the idea is that this ain't selling. Like, you know, it's not selling the way they might want it to, and they want to have Kenny as a headliner on it, and have him having his first match back on that show would really help to move Tokyo Dome tickets.
Plus, think of like the goodwill that's building as well with, you know, between AEW and New Japan being able to say, here you go, this is Kenny Omega coming back, and, you know, we're giving him right to you so you can have that return match.
I wonder if
Again.
that means they're not giving Okada.
We're keeping Okada.
I feel like that more means Okada doesn't want to go back.
Yeah, right. He was like,
I'm done.
next time.
This Continental Classic, though.
I genuinely think it would be like Okada. That's like, what the
I feel
fuck?
like Okada would
You know,
say
like-
no before they turned him down.
Yeah, like I got a second baby. He's got a second baby now. He
Yeah.
don't got time for this shit.
Right.
Got a beautiful family to be with in America now.
Beautiful
So I
family
guess
and a round robin tournament.
So I guess the question does end up being, economically speaking, does this hurt the angle that Kenny's first match back won't be for AEW?
No. I think it's how do you deal with that, right? The Bucks already left. They left. They're
And
off
they're
TV.
also wrestling for that show.
And then they're back on this show. So I mean, you could always.
So
Can always
the
come back
working
around
from
to
home
it.
Bucks will be showing up in Japan, by the way.
They're scared to be in AEW. At least that is. That was
that makes sense to
clearly-
me.
Sure.
That was clearly what they had done anyway. But
Although
the Kenny
one
thing-
one of the Death Riders will be there.
yeah, that's horrifying. they should do something, but they probably won't. Anyway, they're I'm trying to think of ways that this would hurt the angle because I'm like really trying to think of all the different ways. Like maybe if Jack Perry feels ignored or Okada
Sure.
feel like they got ignored or something.
I mean, do you acknowledge it? If you're AEW?
Yeah, you could
Okay.
go back to it. You always go back to it because they haven't even talked
tend
about
to.
Kenny Omega on AEW TV yet. Like
That's
the
true.
New Japan thing hasn't even come up. They haven't even brought him up on AEW television. So I
What's
wonder,
the point? Do you
Last time we
acknowledge that
saw
his first-
him, he
Do you
was
acknowledge
brutally
that he
murdered.
made his comeback elsewhere?
you have to because it's not on a New Japan show. It's on an AEW show. An
Plus, you could use that to-
AEW New Japan show or
Yeah.
AEW whatever. I feel like
I
it's
haven't
just
seen
an
them. I
AEW show.
haven't seen them advertise any of those guys on there yet. That's interesting.
Plus, you
enough.
could like absolutely use that to build up momentum, being like Kenny Omega's back. Are you ready to see him in AEW?
Tonight was the first night that they did proper build towards Wrestle Dynasty.
Yeah,
And
The women.
Was it?
yeah, with the women.
With the little tournament thing that everyone's doing.
yeah.
I thought everyone was doing that, but in some places are just doing 4-way matches. They just
I mean,
4-way matches into
whatever
a
sort of
4-way match.
qualifier that people are doing, yeah.
Even
thought-
Ring of Honor's doing a 4-way match.
I thought they were all locked into 4-ways, and then Tony Khan was like, "How about a tournament?" They were like, "Yeah, I know you were gonna say that. You love those fucking tournaments."
We were gonna do a 4-way, but we'll split it into a small tournament.
Hey, I don't.
How
hate
about
it.
content on my show I don't have to think about?
I think everyone should have done it. It would have been a cool bracket. Anyway,
I feel like somebody
Hey.
else tried that and it was the
DJ Danny
fucking,
Ocean.
It was the AEW tournament where Sheeta had to do it all in Japan.
Oh
Holy
yes,
Sheeta.
pandemic
And like,
tournament.
it confused
yeah.
the fuck out of people.
It was a good time. That was actually a unique experience. But we got Wrestle Dynasty now, and still no Kenny Omega mention on AEW television. Danny says he's absolutely scared right now. Here to crash the show. What up, brother? We
Don't be
got
scared. There's nothing to worry about. Dirty Radio's here.
we can talk you through it at least. Run.
He's wasted right now.
My man.
Just run.
Time to promote the new
Oh,
vodka.
shit. What the fuck? They're still making Hobbs and Shaw too?
Oh, fuck.
That's crazy. I thought they didn't like each other. I thought the Rock and them didn't like each other.
Rock and
He
Staple?
said wasted. Oh, that makes more sense.
It does.
Scared and wasted.
I thought you were in like a bad situation or something.
in a corner somewhere.
Stay with us, Danny. We will be with you the whole time.
He's like, I don't know where the fuck I'm at. We're here though. Hey, I imagine that it'll get brought up though. It will because it's an AEW show and they kind of have to get to it eventually. And they want to build like their. As a matter of fact, they have time to stall because this was all supposed to lead to Omega Okada anyway, and that was supposed to be in the stadium So you would kind of probably want to somehow get to Kenny versus Okada in July, and we're still in November. You can make it happen.
Quite the ways to go.
Do the Jack Perry thing first. You could do Jack Perry.
I hope tickets sell for that.
They already said they're already selling Revolution in the Staples Center. No, Danny, you're the fucking go, bro.
I was talking about Texas Stadium, but okay.
Oh no, because they got they're actually selling pretty well. I'm gonna get my shit in. I gotta get in there.
So?
Jesus already got his fucking ticket. Did you see the prices? They were incredible. They were fucking beautiful. I couldn't believe that shit. They put a chart out.
Let's go.
They put a chart out, and they have they have the packages. And it comes with like pictures with the wrestlers. You can stand on the ramp and shit.
Sure.
The most expensive one is $1,500.
Okay.
So you get to sit in the front. You get the picture with the title belt on the entrance ramp. You get a wrestler that comes to your section. You sit in VIP for $1,500 at Y'all In. Shut the fuck up.
You get
WrestleMania
to meet Serpentico.
It costs $10,000 in front, brother. They talking about $1,500 for the front. Fuck you. I had to get in there. Danny's got a good question. What the fuck is Jack Perry about to do after losing the TNT title? Is the scapegoat thing still gonna work? Part of me feels like
get stuck in traffic.
Part of me feels like the experiment is over. Like maybe this failed, but we'll see. We will see. I do feel like it gave off the vibes like this experiment failed. We're moving on. We'll try to repackage this. What do? You go back to Jungle Boy, I guess. That's always an option. I wouldn't call myself Jungle Boy. He's gonna be Jungle Man.
Jungle Man, yeah, because both of his previous allies are now outside of wrestling.
No, I don't.
That's a tough thing to go back to.
We'll see. Luchasaurus is currently healing from his issues, and then Marco Stunt retired, and then the Elite are not around. Could go back to New Japan, that Jesus brought up, but I don't know.
You can always sell more House of Torture t-shirts.
I don't think they should give up on him. That'd be silly, but there's certainly some work. There's some work to be done.
I do kind of like the idea of him going to Japan again with like the Bucks, and then Okada's just like, wow, you guys all abandoned me. Because there's kind of been that sort of separation between them.
They're lucky that they can use the C2 as a reason why they don't have to be together.
Yeah.
Jesus does bring a good one. What might as well bring that shit full circle and put those two assholes together. You scumbag. You're a scumbag. We're both scumbags. Yeah, the final thing I had to talk about tonight, though, Big Justice, Big AJ, bringing a boom.
Don't forget the Rizzler.
And the Rizzler. Don't forget. How could I forget the Rizzler? The Rizzler. Oh, my God. That kid's a star. Did you see that?
Every time the camera was on him, he was
incredible. He was working that fucking gimmick. He knew exactly what the assignment was.
I know all three of these dudes. They were sitting under that old school Larry tree. Big Boom AJ is such a vet. I loved it.
There had been a lot of talk online about how good he was, like how much of a little breath of fresh air he was in his like cadence when he cuts his promo. It felt like, wow, this motherfucker is hitting all the marks. Like, damn, a lot of guys today are not doing this shit like he's doing this shit.
No, he was just like, I'm gonna power boom you at the Prudential Center, and I was like, yes, that's it.
On November, what is it? November 26th at the Prudential Center.
Date, the venue, the move,
all the old classic bullet points. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And you're like, damn, Big AJ, you got it. You still got it. And the little kid is fucking great. He's reacting to every fucking word his father says. I'm like, these guys are great. You know, the thing about these
Big Justice was reacting to every move too.
Outside, he's a fucking great manager.
Every move was just like, yes. There was always impact.
the thing about these guys is like I don't seek out their content, but like it comes across my shit. It comes across my feed sometimes. Danny said the kid looks like a young Italian Kevin James.
Oh my god.
The thing about these guys is they come across to me as really wholesome, genuine. It doesn't feel like, sometimes you see people use their kids for content. And it's like, that feels like they're using their kid for content. That feels icky. These guys look like they're just having fun. Like,
Right.
me, my
A friend
son.
of mine has a real problem with what's her name's wrestling career because of that very problem.
Who's that?
The little Bailey girl. I forgot her name.
Oh, Izzy?
Oh,
Yes.
It does kind of feel like her parents. But again, I don't know. But it feels like it. That's the kind of situation where it feels like it. And you
That's
kind of,
actually-
even
it
if it's
feels like
not.
it to him. That's why I was like, yeah,
Right?
a friend of mine has a big problem with that.
This one feels like like it's me, my son, the neighbor's kid. We riding this shit out until they don't ride no more. We're just having fun. They're just happy to be here.
representing for us. I'm happy for that. Good representation, finally.
Somehow, right? Somehow this guy, they do the fucking Costco thing. Him and his son, they're having fun. The cookie, the sandwich, all that shit, and it gets over on the internet, and they're making all this money. He had when was the last time he had wrestled before all this stuff came around, right?
20 years. He did have one match recently with, I think he teamed up with the Iron Savages.
See, he had basically retired. Right? He basically given up on the dream. Somehow, this guy got to stumble into being able to have a match in front of 10,000 people in his hometown on television. Like he just lived
Fellow
his
Jersey
dream.
Italian QT Marshall.
That was his fucking WrestleMania. Like that was a really heartwarming, good moment. Like I was like, damn, that was good. And then the match wasn't bad. Like it was a good comedy match. Even though he gassed out 2 minutes in, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Like, he hasn't wrestled in 20 years.
He was excited.
He was happy to be there. They said he came into the match with a broken foot. Didn't say anything to anybody and just had the match.
That's how you know he's old school.
Real worker.
Yeah.
Real wrestler shit. He's like, I'm not giving this up for nobody.
Cage Match has him listed. There's the gap between 2005 and 2021. 2021, he has a match with the Blue World Order, Nova and Me. And in 2024, he has the match with the Iron Savages and then QT Marshall.
Damn, that's a massive gap. It's like 15 years, and he was still jacked. He's fucking huge.
Right.
It was a real feel good moment, and it was like, you know how that goes on the internet. They're fucking over as fuck. So millions and millions and millions of views on everything they did. It was pretty damn successful.
Absolutely.
Danny, oh boy, Danny at the scrum says you got the vibe from AJ that they're just happy to be here. And yeah, that's exactly how it felt. It worked so well that I imagine they're gonna probably do another one, maybe.
The smartest thing they could have done, and I agree wholeheartedly that they put Paul White with them because he's such a recognizable figure for so many people. So you grab him with the big social media star, and a lot of people are like, "Is that the Big Show?"
That was actually really funny seeing the Big Show and the Rizzler walking.
I was gonna
That
say,
was such a juxtaposition.
Like I didn't watch it. I'm just going off memory here. Not memory, imagination here. You kind of get the twins thing with Paul White and the fucking little guy.
His adopted son.
That's actually what they did. You see Marshall.
That's what he calls himself as a heel.
Yo, credit to him who just came to this match.
My name is Joe Derte.
Bumped his ass off
I shop at
for this fucking guy, for Big AJ, and just QT Marshall just fucking flying and dying and flying all over this place. It was genuinely.
If anyone knows how to have the old school all babyface match, it would be QT Marshall.
Yeah.
Like that's probably his bag.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do AEW matches for a while either.
It was his idea, apparently.
Yeah, there was a whole thing about that.
This whole thing was partly QT Marshall's idea, apparently, and it worked out.
Shock me in the slightest.
It worked out really well.
Not only am I not surprised that it would be QT Marshall's idea from a quote entertainment standpoint, but in the truest corniest fashion, QT Marshall is going to be, I'm going to attach myself to the biggest thing I could possibly get my hands on.
He's reading the Triple H handbook and he's like, all right, I think I got this. Let me try this out.
All right, I'm involved now.
He's like literally trying to follow the Triple H tutorial and he's like, I'm going to try this out and we're going to see how this works. And it worked out really fucking well.
The two Jersey Italians, they were ready.
Made fun of?
He was attached to Cody for a while.
Yeah, I guess that might have been it.
Danny was in the audience. He said they set the ground on fire. Brother, pop that the Rizzler got.
Right then, that's when you knew this was something good.
It was like, wait a minute, how is this louder than most of the people in the car? Wait.
Oh, remember too, Paul Walterhauser was there as well.
With his fucking Emmy. He's shaving away at his mystique of being a movie star.
He's had matches.
Stop it.
He had matches.
Hold off on them.
MLW legend.
Stop wrestling on the
He's been having matches doing his Cobra Kai gimmick.
He's got the David. He's trying to get the David Arquette thing going, but it doesn't happen until you get stabbed in the neck by a light tube.
Sure. Didn't he also try to call out somebody and then immediately retracted that bullshit?
Who, Paul Walterhausen?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't remember that actually. I was thinking
I do. I remember me, you, and Dan going about it in the chat.
Damn, because I know he'd done a thing on Twitter where he was like talking about movie parts that he didn't get and shit like that, and I was like, I wouldn't, but
say that out loud.
I wouldn't be making a thing of it. Like it's kind of sounds.
He made quote careless Vin Diesel remarks.
Oh boy!
And then later came out to apologize about them.
What a coward! No, Dwayne Johnson somewhere shaking his head like, I would have never.
He's like, I was on your side, dog.
I just remember Paul Walter ruining Tom Lawler's time at Battle Riot.
The Rizzler and Big Boom AJ sold out Full Gear.
He says, he continued, I had done a night shoot on Friday, got 1 hour of sleep, then flew from LA to ATL at 6 a.m. to do a full day of press for Inside Out 2. I was exhausted and in my fatigued state. I shot my mouth off and made a careless, needlessly mean-spirited comment. That comment was recorded and then went viral.
Oh, God. What a fucking agent-driven thing. You're going to have to apologize, Paul. You want to
know what he said?
I don't remember what he said. I don't think I ever saw that video.
No, I asked you, do you want to know what he said?
Oh, what did he say?
When being compared when his voice work being compared to Vin Diesel's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he says, "Please don't say that. I like to think I'm on time and approachable." Sorry, I love people, but when I hear stories about Hollywood actors who get paid really well and mistreat people, I out them constantly, and it's a blast.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
He definitely got a call from his agent after that one.
He's like, what did you just do?
Could you
agent, PR.
He said, you won an Emmy, not an Oscar, you fucking idiot. Shut up.
Get down.
You get the wrong globe. You're talking crazy. Sit down. Yeah, I get it. But my camera died, which means it's about that time.
Yeah. EOS.
We've done whole shows with your camera, Ted. Shut up.
We have. But
what are you talking about? This never happens, Greg.
It is a 2-hour battery. It's a 2-hour battery, so it's a good time.
That's your timer. It's like, oh, we've gone.
I am a little ball now. Hey, listen, we had a fun time. We now I'm putting my sweater on and we're putting Raleigh in the closet.
I wish I could hear you, John.
Hello.
Hello, there you are.
I said, as I sit down and put my shoes back on, I put my sweater on, and we put Trolley in the closet, and we put the puppets away. I'd like to ask everyone to join us. You get it.
Bruno?
If you know, you know. Join us, man, all fucking week long. We're always here, damn it. Always.
What?
On Mondays, we're after Raw, doing a post show. On Tuesdays, we're on after NXT. On Wednesdays, after Dynamite. On
The
Thursday
H-Show.
nights, after Impact. On Friday nights, after SmackDown.
Friday Nick Mac John.
Sundays, you got
SmackDown,
Tyler and
you know
CJ
it,
doing
goddammit.
their Wrestling Rewind, which is they'll be back eventually with a new graphic and everything like that. And then also on
Still haven't
Sundays,
figured that out.
we had Danny Ocean in the comments today, which you can find him streaming on Dershi Radio with the guys, the boys, 3NT Wrestling every Sunday. And you were with us.
Ooh,
Us?
hey John, you're forgetting one.
I might
Some
have.
cool
Oh,
guys talk about WCW Halloween Havoc recently.
There it is. Boom! The WCW. Is this like a regular thing you guys are doing? Should we
Once
get
a month, we are covering WCW content. It is primarily Mac and I. Robbie joined us this last time. Hey, if you're on the Dershi Radio team, you're welcome to join us and cover whatever WCW event we're going to be throwing out there. We were talking about popping a vote out there. So if you want to hear more about some great WCW shows, be it from the 80s, the 90s, or even those hard to watch early 2000 shows, hey, we'll be covering them all once every month.
I like to find. I find
Once
that
a month,
those
we just do some weird classic wrestling bullshit.
when I lived in Ohio with and I lived in Dayton, my only form
Columbus,
of entertainment
Ohio.
was my friend Danny Reisner, very very close friend, one of my best friends in
Hey,
the world.
shout out to Danny.
Best friend of Danny. Shout out to Danny, one of my best friends. He would come over and we would find great value in some of the worst WCW 2000 shows. Honestly, I think I had more
Honestly,
fun
enough to
watching.
convince you they might have been good.
Well, no, they weren't good at all. That's the worst that they were. The worse that they were, the more fun that we had.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, it's the charm of WCW in the 2000s is how bad it is.
They just
Even
started
the like
skipping-
cheesy early '90s bad WCW
Yeah.
is still really
John,
good
John
in its
and
own
Danny
way.
just start skipping good matches because it's not as fun.
No, this isn't fun at all. But why didn't you see Goldberg fucking tripping and falling over himself in this cage or whatever
Why
we
is
were
it this
watching?
terrible?
Whatever we
What
were
are we
watching
doing?
on that day. But yeah, man. Thank you all for joining us. This was a great night. I love you all. Be safe. Try not to
Happy
die.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. It's Christmas time!
Oh no.